shirt.
All right, and welcome to the off-topic post show.
Yes,
we just wrapped our episode. Sarah was at the beginning. She took off. Lindsay, they had to go as well. So it's just the three of us now, where we discuss how the podcast. I thought it went well.
I think it did too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the good postmortem where we meet with you, the silent fourth, as we talk about. So now here's where I think we could have improved. Right, the sound design this episode was a little off. I mean, I feel like there wasn't. Je ne sais quoi. I feel like that sometimes we have. You know what I mean?
You understand what je ne sais quoi means.
Yeah, well, that's part of it, Matt. Maybe if we all knew a little more French.
If we did.
Hi.
Oh, there's some. Oh, there we go. The value's going up.
Okay.
They're
Yeah,
like a
that.
stock ticker. It's starting to turn around now. Now, if only we could find something organic betwixt two cheeks, something of that nature, right? Then, wait a minute. What was that sound?
It sounded good.
I think you started well. No, prior to that, rewind, back it up. You made a sound that I think there was something there.
Was it sort of a
Something like that.
but not-
something like that,
not
but not
computer.
quite, not
Yeah.
digital, more organic.
Was it like a?
Yeah. Let's see if we can search into our archives.
The double fart.
Oh, yeah, the call and return, the beck and call.
He won. It was a good one.
That one was like, hello. That one was like a jolly, hello.
I have hundreds of those.
I think we
I
could
don't even
go,
record them anymore.
I think we could go through that
Because I can't fart anymore.
and put an emote behind each one. Like, what does this say?
I just
Very much like South
I have
Park.
hundreds of those. Just whenever I need them.
The amount of
What do you need?
farts I didn't catch or that I deleted that weren't up to muster, there's probably three. For every fart I have recorded on my phone, there's three that didn't make the cut.
That reminds me of Kenny v. Spenny, that Canadian show.
You love that show.
I watched it a long time ago, and I remember it cracking me up. I do not know how it holds up today because I don't remember it specifically. I just remember standout moments. And
it gets recommended to me still.
Yeah. And there's a whole episode where they challenge each other to fart offs and whatnot, and it gets so wild that Kenny usually breaks the rules. Spenny follows the rules, and Kenny was like using apparati like a bike pump to make himself flattest, right? And they have whatever the device is, whether it's a decibel meter or a smellometer, it measures the size and volume of the fart in some way.
I feel like we need that.
And that's how they measured each other. And he got to the point where he was just letting out huge ones right in front of Spenny without measuring it to like psychological warfare. He's like, he didn't even measure that one. Where did that one even come from? And Spenny's like eating all this shit to try to make himself fart. And I know I've told you this like 1,000 times because it's so relevant to your recordings. But what I just remembered now is that Spenny was also secretly fed in all of his favorite foods, like whatever, like not the laxative, but the opposite. The stuff that calms their nerves. Yeah, like the stuff that calms your bowels. And prevents you from farting and it prevents you from pooping.
Funny.
And so, like, the whole time he's eating beans, like, he's doing whatever he can to make himself fart, and he just can't. And he's, like, desperate, and nothing's happening. And he keeps having these, like, little pathetic ones. He's like, it's just the level that it's just a wild show. A wild show that I'm surprised it was ever televised. And also, again, I blanket statement this thing with, I don't know if it upholds itself to a societal level, to a morale level, ethically. I don't know, because I haven't seen it in so long, but I just remember there being funny moments like that.
That's a great shirt.
Thanks.
I love how the logo is treated on it too.
Yeah, this
like
was
there. It's not super prominent. But
oh yeah, little task force badge down there.
It doesn't take away from the design at all, but it still brands it.
It's a Tobin special. Tobin always knocks out of the park, as does all design.
And that's the 360 bridge, right? He's about to jump off like that dude did.
Yeah, that's the bridge that collapsed. That they said there was a Mothman sighting.
There's a whole episode.
It probably
where we talk
collapsed
about
with how buff Mothman is on it.
Well, that's the thing too. Is in the episode, and I encourage you all to listen to it. This is not supposed to have ads because it's for first members, but hey, thank you for being here. In the episode of Red Web where we talk about Mothman, I'm highlighting all of these stories where he's seen, and then I start to realize that there is a pattern betwixt all of these different experiences. There was somebody in the night, like digging, like grave robbing, and he shows up. There's people who were like driving around the hills, and at night they were being chased by what they thought was Mothman. And then there was some other activity I don't remember, but I outlined in the episode. And I'm like, you know what? I think that there might be something here. Maybe he is just misunderstood. Maybe he's a vigilante and he's actually stopping crimes and scaring criminals. The silent guardian.
He's not Mothman. He's Mothman.
Mothman, and then his dusty wings,
his little
undulate. His little antennas looking each and every way for crime,
They
probing
never
the
stop.
air.
Just
They never stop.
These are the scanners. They see all.
He made a splash somewhere in Tennessee and then said, "You know what? I'm out. I'm retiring." Now Mothman's somewhere on a beach in Costa Rica.
He's probably he's probably retired in Michigan.
You know what? I hear that's a great place to retire.
Great place to retire.
No property
So they
tax.
say.
Yeah.
He has his own property, so it doesn't really matter. But you know.
Yeah, that's the key to getting around property tax. Just don't own shit.
Right.
True.
Well, it crops up somewhere.
Yeah.
All costs trickle down to the regular person.
That's what they're. That's what the big complaint about electric cars is now. Is that the gas tax is how roads and stuff are kept up, and if everybody drives an electric car and they use the roads, but they don't ever buy gas and they're not paying into the gas tax idea.
So that means never make an electric vehicle. That doesn't mean pivot the fucking system.
Right. It means like continue to destroy the earth with fossil fuels.
Right.
Yeah.
But
because it's easier.
they don't fix the road now.
That's Austin's problem.
People
dude.
still
Straight
drive
up.
with gas. That's it. I've never driven
Dude.
anywhere in my life where they fix the roads.
There is a fucking pothole on Burnout Road that every time I hit it, I want to strangle half of the city of Austin.
What we should
Well,
do
I'm going to find the half you don't want to.
we should become the vigilantes, go out in balaclavas and everything else that no one would expect, and start filling potholes.
If you give me
quicksand.
Mothman wings
You know,
that I can
that's-
fly with, I will do this.
That's a joke, but that happened.
It did.
I feel
In
like that's
San
incredibly
Francisco
illegal.
and Oakland. There is a
Really?
person last year or 2 years ago
Hey,
that
props
was
to
doing
the
that.
pothole.
Yeah,
man.
they were like showing up at like 3 in the
Well,
morning
until
and
they
filling
got
potholes. Yeah.
What do they get, like, dramatically fined, or like what's the situation there?
I don't know how it ended. You said they got arrested?
Oh no, I don't know.
I don't know how it ended. I just remember reading about it.
I would assume that like an officer would look at that and be like, "You're not."
In this
licensed to do
timeline,
that."
I think that might be accurate.
And then it's
I
like,
watched
anyway
some,
to jail.
I don't know why,
Straight to jail.
but I was watching some pothole filling videos on YouTube the other day. It doesn't seem super hard.
No. You know what made it
You
easy?
see that shit in a 2x4.
Matt, I think you might know where I'm going with this. Parks and Rec.
It's true. Parks and Rec, they did that. Like they just filled a pothole.
He's like,
right in
I just
front
got,
of,
you get a pickaxe or you get a jackhammer, and he goes, I use this to take out all of the fractured rubble around it. I pick out all the loose dirt. I hose it down so I can make sure all the dust settles, and I wait for it to dry, and then I pour it in.
bam,
Pat
fix
it
the
down,
pothole.
make sure it's nice and level. Boom.
Takes no time, except it takes a lot of time, apparently.
Oh, absolutely. And a lot of that time is sitting back, sipping on lemonade.
But they
enjoying
don't send
the view
anyone
of Michigan.
They don't send anyone to sit back, drink lemonade, and enjoy Michigan.
You know what I
It's
like to
just
do?
The hole in the street.
When I fill potholes, I like to put a few ice cubes underneath there so I can trap a little bit of water. So that way it's job security and it saves on material. So not only does the water get back into the environment where it so desperately is needed, but it will eventually
Create a new
freeze and
problem.
thaw, freeze and thaw, and pop out my pothole, which I will then be called and beckoned back to,
fix,
in a few years. And I'll say, listen, these things happen. This is a patch job. If you really want the full shebang, I'll do the whole street. Little they know my concrete is riddled with ice cubes.
I thought we were talking about fixing these for free.
Oh, is this vigilante not for profit?
He's just a menace now.
He's a for-profit
Oh,
vigilante.
gotcha.
I'm a for-profit hero, please.
Imagine,
the boys.
imagine Batman at the end of it. Hey, here's the bill.
Commissioner Gordon.
Whenever you can, just it's on your tab.
Commissioner turns to the
Gratuity is
city.
appreciated.
You may notice this back on the bat belt. It says tips.
Commissioner Gordon turns to the city.
He's like slowly, but right here, Commissioner.
Yes, go ahead. It's got a coin slot.
Put it right in there.
Is that a little?
Batman's got a
Piggy?
square thing. He just pulls out.
Oh yeah.
just however you want to do it.
Batman takes Venmo.
Credit or debit. Yeah. Every time Batman disappears, when Gordon turns around, it's just like a receipt floating. in the air.
But it's shaped like a bat. So it's
Oh,
like,
of course.
That guy, how does he print these? Must be a pain.
Oh, Batman.
I don't know how long or short these post shows are supposed to
No,
go.
they normally
I am
turn the lights up.
very happy to keep this thing a rocking for the next 30 hours or so.
You went a lot further with that.
10 to 20
thought you'd say-
days. Oh man.
No.
Well, we are pre-recording for the holidays, and I'm sure like we'll dive into these, as the holidays approach more, and we get in the actual fuller episodes. But I do want to talk about. Does anybody have fun plans that they want to discuss for the holidays?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
I'm
up?
going to leave here. This is my
That's
big,
exciting.
my big plan. I'm going to leave here. I'm going to pick up my dog. I'm going to take her to the vet. I think she's got a UTI.
Nice.
So that's my big plan for the holidays.
I thought Michael
I want
might
to see
have
if
one.
my Arrow has a
Holidays.
UTI. Yeah.
Okay.
How
about you guys?
I thought Michael might have one because he was writhing around, like I quote him when he says,
He was.
like a one-man human centipede. He was getting it from both ends.
What did he
I think he just has food poisoning.
Yeah.
Is what it boils down to. But I started getting actually concerned, going, "Are you sure it's not like appendicitis kicking up?
Right,
Like
right.
you feel off, but you don't feel bad
Yeah.
until it really starts to strangle itself. At which point, then it feels like death." But no, I mean, going back to happier thoughts. No, I'm just visiting family.
Yeah.
This will be the last year I skipped on the holidays, given everything going on, and now with the vaccines and everything, and then more precautions and more understanding, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm going back home. Get to see everybody.
Yeah. So I'm in the same boat. I skipped on the holidays last year. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go see family. I guess.
So you're going to go see family?
Yeah, I am upset though because we skipped last year, and that was my first year in my house, and I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
I like this. It's like I decorated my own house. It's just Christmas. I'm hanging out here. I wanted them to come to me this year, and those assholes,
Those sons of
selfish,
bitches.
they
Fucking do
won't.
it.
They won't travel.
I'm having a quiet Christmas at home. Yeah. Not going
Yeah.
anywhere. Just
Nothing wrong with that.
decorated the shit out of my home. Emily does not fuck around when it comes to holidays.
Dude, she has a talent beyond measure. Her and Alyssa, for example, Wes's girlfriend, just very talented at interior decorating, and just having that eye, and maybe also I'm biased, not because I'm friends with them, but because they lie right within my style realm.
Right.
And so I'm like, oh my god, this is like when we saw Survivor together. I was like, oh, this is beautiful,
Yeah, she's
because
good.
it was decorated for Halloween at the time.
That's the one thing I hate about owning a house is I've got stuff, and I'm like, now how do I put it out?
Yeah. A lot of
Gotta find
inspo
a
photos
thing
help,
to do
but
this, and like I've had the house for like a year, and I've got like a room where I'm like,
still in
that stuff's gonna go somewhere soon.
do you have a storage room that?
It's like just a little room where I'm
Yeah.
eventually.
Barbara's quite talented at it too, but she'll be like, we should get someone better at it. And I'm like, I'm happy to do that, but also like, I want to say that she's been very capable at making the house look like just so. And I'm like, yeah, that art looks good. And then she's like, okay, this is how we'll use it.
It's hit or miss too, because we have on a couple of occasions hired someone for like light interior design, and I think every time we came out of the other end going like, oh, they're like our ideas weren't that different. It's like, oh, we probably didn't need that person. We just needed a little more confidence.
Well,
and I think that actually informed us a little, helped a little bit. Now it's like I think we feel a little more comfortable.
That's insightful, I think. But also, depending on how busy your lives are, right? Like it's just kind of like
That's
it's
really-
just scooping it out and placing it elsewhere. Like,
That's like a
I
lot.
can mow the lawn, but if I can afford to have somebody else do that weekly chore, I'm like, great.
Yeah.
That really is what it boils down to. A lot of it is I'm like, I don't have the time to figure out where to put any of this shit anyway, except at like 3 a.m. And at that point, I'm looking at my clock and saying, I shouldn't be doing
Bed's
this
the
now.
priority, and you just throw it somewhere into the house.
Well, it's just like, well, all right,
We'll never
this is
know.
time.
I guess we'll have to find out in 2 years' time when you come back to this very show.
Remember your point though.
See you guys in 2023.
23.
Oh boy,
George will be born by then.
the world will be ended by then. I'm gonna double fist and head out.
All right. Well.
Forgot my soda.